Hola, soy yo, Vicky, otra vez. Hello, it's me, Vicky, again. Y en el video de hoy, in today's video, we're going to look at three verbs. Vamos a mirar tres verbos que siempre confunden un poco a mis estudiantes, that often confuse, or always confuse my students a little bit. Hacer is to do or make. And a lot of my students get mixed up and they think it's to have. I think it's because it begins with H. No other reason than that. Hacer is not to have, it's to do or make. The verb to have, as in possessions, things you own, is tener. To have a house, to have a car, to have an idea, to have a clue, anything that you actually own, possess. Whereas haber is also to have, but haber is only used to make tenses. To have done something, or had done something, or will have done something. It is not the verb that you would use for having a house, having a car, having a husband, having a wife, etc. So, hacer, to do or make, tener, to have, as in possess, own, and haber, to have done something. Okay, let's look at them separately now. Is it a mistake you make with hacer? Do you often think it's to have? It's a very common mistake, so don't worry, you're not alone in making that mistake if you do. So, hacer is to do or make. Let's look at some examples. Hago la cena. I make the dinner. Present tense. For those of you that have my Break the Language Barrier books, I've only got a level 3 here to show. Present tense is in level 1. So if you want to know about present tenses, you need level 1, Break the Language Barrier level 1. You can buy that if you have it, that's where the present tense will be. If you don't have them, you can buy them on any Amazon site or here through the website through me. So, hago la cena, I make the dinner. It could be I do the dinner as well. He hecho mis deberes. That's the present perfect, which is in level 2. All the past tenses are in level 2, Break the Language Barrier. He hecho mis deberes. I have done my homework. We wouldn't say in English, I have made my homework. Now, notice that as I actually got an example of the verb haber as well. He hecho, I have done. That's why we're using haber and not tener. It's have done, not to own something. Hicimos las compras. We do the shopping. Pretery in Break the Language Barrier level 2. Siempre hacían lo mejor posible. They always did, or used to do, the best possible, or the best they could, I suppose we might say. And then we've got a bit of subjunctive in the last example, which is in level 4 of my Break the Language Barrier series. Lo haré. Now that's the future. I will do it. That is level 3. Future tense is level 3. Lo haré cuando pueda. So it's the pueda that's subjunctive. And all the subjunctive is explained in the level 4 of the Break the Language Barrier. So we've got a few different examples there of the verb hacer in a few different tenses. Now I've qualified this video as a level 4 video. You'll see in the title. Only because it's got a bit of everything in it. So to understand this video, all the tenses, you would need to know have been through my level 4. But I mean, that's not to say you can't still get something out of the video and learn bit by bit. Okay, so that was hacer, to do or make. Now, tener, as I say, is the verb to have that quite often people think is hacer or haber, but tener is the verb that we need when we're talking about what we own, what we possess, and also when we talk about what we have to do. Then we'll look at an example of that in a minute. So, tenemos hambre. We have hunger is the literal meaning of that. And that, of course, is how you say you're hungry. In Spanish, you don't use the verb to be. You don't say we are hungry. You say we have hunger. Level 1, that's explained in how to use tener in many different situations. Tenemos hambre. Then we've got present perfect. Again, we're using haber to make the present perfect. Han tenido mucha suerte. They have, and is they have. Again, not they have a house, not they have a car. They have done something. Han tenido, they have had a lot of luck, or they have been very lucky, I suppose we might say. Again, level 1 for all explanations of the verb tener. Tuve que trabajar ayer. Now this is the preterite. I had to. Obligation. To make obligation in Spanish, what we have to do, we use the verb tener plus que plus the infinitive of what we have to do or had to do or will have to do, depending which tense it is. So, tuve que trabajar ayer. I had to work yesterday. So, the way of using tener que for obligation is explained in level 1, and the preterite, which that tense is in level 2. Y después tenemos una pregunta. ¿Cuántos perros tenías? How many dogs did you have or did you used to have? Y and the last one, another question. ¿Cuándo tendrás la oportunidad? Oh, by the way, this is imperfect, tenías, and that is in level 2. And then the last one, ¿cuándo tendrás la oportunidad? When will you have the opportunity? Then this is the future tense, and tener is irregular in the future tense. So it's not teneras, it's tendrás. And future tenses are all explained in level 3. So there's our examples of tener. So you see that tener is to have something or to have to do something. So then we've got the other verb to have. This is the problem verb, I think the most difficult verb. Because haber, if you look up to have in the dictionary, it'll probably come up with haber. But it isn't to have. It's to have done something. I can't stress that enough. To have done something. I have been to the shops. I have worked hard all week. I have spoken Spanish, or I haven't spoken Spanish, because of course negatives as well, or interrogatives. Have you spoken Spanish? ¿Has hablado español? So let's have some examples. Present tense. He trabajado mucho. I have worked hard or a lot. Habíamos abierto la ventana cuando empezó a llover. So when we use this verb in the imperfect, it's used to make the past perfect. What we had done. That's explained in level 2 of my Break the Language Barrier series. All the past tenses are explained clearly, I think, in there, with answers included and explanations in English. Habíamos abierto la ventana cuando empezó a llover. We had opened the window when it started to rain. And then the next one, we're on a rain theme, probably because it's summer and I wish it would rain. I always miss the rain in summer, but then when it rains in winter, I think, oh my God, let's get back to summer again. I'm always, I'm British, I like to moan about the weather. Okay, la lluvia habrá terminado en 3 horas. So the rain will have finished, habrá terminado, future tense, in 3 hours. The rain will have finished in 3 hours. Let's hope so. Is it raining where you are? I don't know which country you're watching. You might be watching from a hot country, a cold country. It might be winter, it might be summer, but let me know if it's raining where you are. Okay, a little bit of subjunctive. Es increíble que lo hubiera hecho él. So this is the past subjunctive or imperfect subjunctive explained in level 4 of my series. It's incredible that he would have done it. Es increíble que lo hubiera hecho él. Then we've got this other use of haber. So believe it or not, this lovely little word that we enjoy learning in level 1 because it's a nice, handy, easy little word to help us speak Spanish. There is, or there are, or is there, or are there. It does derive from haber. Hay 3 sillas en el sillón. There are 3 chairs in the sillón. No, I don't think there are 3 chairs in the armchair. That was supposed to, do you know, I can actually remember writing that. That was supposed to be en el salón. You know I like to do at least one deliberate mistakes. Make sure you're watching. No, they're not deliberate mistakes. They're just mistakes. Okay. Hay 3 sillas en el salón. There are 3 chairs in the living room. And the last one is the past tense of hay. So instead of there is or there are, there was. Había mucho tráfico en la carretera. There was a lot of traffic on the road. Okay, so has that explained a little bit the difference between hacer, tener y haber? Now, you know, any questions you have, anything you want me to confirm, explain, please drop me a line in comments. I'll be glad to answer whatever questions, and your question might be just the question that somebody else would like to ask, but they're perhaps too shy to ask. So don't be shy, please ask me any questions. If there's anything you would particularly like me to do in a video, let me know to explain. And vale. Como siempre, muchas gracias por mirar. As always, thank you so much for watching. No olvides pulgadas arriba. Please don't forget a thumbs up if you found the video useful. Y suscribir si quieres. And to subscribe if you would like to. Ahora tengo más de 1,500 suscriptores. In this moment, I have more than 1,500 subscribers. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. So, que tu Dios vaya contigo, como siempre, y te veo muy pronto en el próximo video. Gracias.